What's up, investors? Terry here, and today I would like to talk about the top 5 reasons why you should be invested in the stock market. I can't tell you how many people I know, young, middle aged, old, who are not invested in the stock market. And I really can't think of a reason why you wouldn't be. And that leads me to my first reason, the number one reason that you should be invested in the stock market. If you have any type of bank account, checkings, savings, you should know your bank uses your money to make investments. That's right. They use your money to make stock purchases, bond purchases, real estate purchases sometimes. Whatever they need to do to increase the revenue of that bank, they use your money to do. And they pay you very little interest on the profits they make while using your money to make them richer. In my opinion, you might as well use your own money to make yourself richer. Reason number 2, the annual returns of the stock market. Now, most people who aren't invested don't know this. The annual returns of the stock market are somewhere around 10% on average. When you account for inflation, that brings it down to 7%. So most people who invest wisely and smart will be pretty much guaranteed to make about 7%. Now, that's not always correct, but for the most part, it is correct. And why would you want to miss out on 7% of your money every year? Now, 7% doesn't sound like a lot, but over time, it can be a very, very large number. Which brings me to reason number 3, compounding. 7% interest on your money. Heck, 5% interest on your money every year over a long period of time, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 25, that is a large amount of money and compounding. And it can turn a very small amount of money into a very, very large amount of money with enough time. Compounding was said by Albert Einstein to be the 8th wonder of the world. And it's true. Compounding it's amazing what it can do to your money. And it's amazing how letting your money sit, gain that interest, while adding money to it over the long term will turn that small nest egg into something astronomical. That brings me to reason number 4, the passiveness of the stock market. You're not a trader. I wouldn't recommend anybody to be a trader. A lot of traders or people who jump in the stock market thinking they're going to be traders, most of them fail. Because being a trader, you have to be very, very dedicated. You have to be on it as soon as the bell rings for the stock market, and you have to be there from start to finish. And you're looking for the best deals, the best trades to make. And a lot of time, if you're new to the game, that's not something that you can really do. But if you're like most people and you practice buy and hold, then for the most part, you don't have to check your stocks every single day, every hour, jumping on, looking at your portfolio, trying to see if it gained $2, if it didn't gain any money. You don't have to do that. When you practice buy and hold, for the most part, you don't have to check it every single day. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to do any due diligence when it comes to your own portfolio, but you don't have to watch it like a hawk. And that brings me to my 5th reason why I think everybody should be involved in the stock market. And that is dividends. I know a lot of people say that you should only buy growth stocks and you shouldn't buy all these dividend paying stocks. Well, I'm just going to hit you with the facts. Dividends account for 1/3 of the profits made in the stock market. That's right, people. About 30% of profits gained in the stock market is because of dividends. I'm not here to say that you should only buy a stock because it pays a dividend, or you should go out and buy all these high paying dividend stocks with these high astronomical percentages on the dividends. No, I don't think that's sustainable. And most of the time it's not. And you'll be buying these stocks and then they get their dividends cut. No. But if you buy a good company with good fundamentals that just so happens to pay a dividend, that is a completely different topic. Apple pays a dividend. Coca-Cola pays a dividend. Microsoft pays a dividend. These are all good companies who've made their investors very, very rich. And there's nothing wrong with a company that pays a dividend. As long as it's sustainable, the company's doing good, and the company's healthy, I don't see what's wrong with it. And there you have it, folks. My top 5 reasons why I think every single person should be in the stock market. Now, of course, you got to practice due diligence and you have to do your own research on these companies. But for the most part, I think everybody should have an investment portfolio. Whether they're not buying things based off speculation, but they're actually doing the research. And once again, like I always say, looking at the fundamentals of the company. Thank you for watching, and God bless.